Jeff, what do we know about the relationship between their star wide receiver / wide back and the organization right now?
Well, Field, obviously it feels like a good thing that Deebo Samuel is out on the field, given the fact that, like you said, he did request the trade. And when I had talked to them, I got no sense that he ever planned to honestly put on a 49ers uniform again. So even if it's for minicamp, that is a good sign. Now, what does this accomplish? The first thing it does is it helps Deebo avoid the fines that would come with missing mandatory minicamp, upwards of $88,000 for the 3-day period. The other side of this, of course, is it provides an opportunity for dialogue between he and the 49ers. And even if it's not in the form of contract negotiations when it comes to actual financials, it is about fostering a relationship that is right now considerably broken. Can that be repaired? Can it be fixed? That is probably the question of the remainder of the offseason when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, we certainly get why San Francisco is motivated to keep him around and mend that relationship, because last year he was perhaps the most important and versatile playmaker in the NFL. Look at this. Out of 73 players with at least 50 catches last year, he ranked first in yards per reception at over 18 per catch. And out of 91 players with at least 50 carries, he ranked fourth in yards per rush. All right, so Swagoo, I know that you trust your eyes more than the numbers, but those numbers are eye-popping. What do you make of what those numbers tell you?
Those numbers tell me that Deebo Samuel is the offense for the San Francisco 49ers. And what the playoffs told me last year is that in critical moments, Deebo Samuel was the guy that they wanted to have the ball in his hands, more so than their quarterback, okay? And when you talk about value, the reason why Deebo wants to be known as a wide receiver is because what we've watched. Didn't we just see Tyreek Hill get $150 million and Devontae Adams get paid out like crazy and Stephon Diggs re-up a contract? That's why he wants to be deemed that babyface. But ultimately, when you look at this offense, right, and as much credit as we give Kyle Shanahan, because he's phenomenal offensive mind, has done a tremendous job, has actually had a lot of guys look great in this offense. But ultimately, right now in 2022, Deebo Samuel is the most important player for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, most important player. Listen, Swagoo, here's the deal. He's the best player in the sport with the ball in his hands in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
That's who Deebo Samuel is. When you look at those numbers in terms of, his production when it's in his hands, and you look at yards per catch, first in the NFL, but depth of target, 65th. So what does that tell you? When it gets in his hands, he's better than everybody else. They hand it to him, and they throw it to him a bunch within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And look, here's what I'll say in terms of Trey Lance's development and how Kyle Shanahan can use him. Kyle Shanahan's been the best over the last decade at manufacturing completions around the line of scrimmage, within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And you have a young, inexperienced quarterback. Manufacturing completions is important, but then you put on top of it the fact that the guy who catches the ball can turn it into something great. That helps the quarterback even more. That's why I really think we've heard John Lynch take a pretty solid stance on this in terms of Deebo Samuel not leaving the building.
Yeah, what an offseason it's been. If Deebo Samuel is eventually traded, a crazy NFL offseason would just get that much crazier.
Don't do it, San Fran.
Don't do it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.